Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist series, we will highlight the most successful immigrants in the United States, Nigerian Americans.
Welcome to Black Excellist. This is where we celebrate Black excellence, achievement, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
The Nigerian American journey is still relatively new compared with that of other major immigrant communities that grew in the U.S. in the 20th century. What was once an ethnic group of just 25,000 in 1980 has now expanded 1,600% to approximately 400,000 here in America. Today, Nigeria is the largest source of African immigration to this country, and these young, ambitious immigrants are becoming successful entrepreneurs, engineers, doctors, CEOs, professors, athletes, and founders of tech companies all across this nation. But to understand why the Nigerian American population has become model American citizens, it's important to understand how our Nigerian American population developed. It's informative to dissect the Nigerian immigration patterns, and it's key to learn from their unique set of qualities and traits. In this Black Excellist featured presentation, we will highlight the 10 facts around Nigerian Americans, the most successful foreign-born group in the United States. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Education above everything. In the U.S., Nigerians are the most highly educated of all immigrants. Education is paramount in Nigerian households and is an essential part of the Nigerian community. Nigerians hold the belief that the best inheritance that a parent can give to their children is not material things, but it is a good education. So what we find is that the Nigerian diaspora throughout the U.S. and the rest of the world are a highly educated populace, with a large proportion of the Nigerian diaspora members holding bachelor's or advanced degrees. And when Nigerian American professionals enter into the workforce, it's almost a 50% chance that they will land a job in education services. Number 2. Nigerian brain drain to America. Brain drain from Nigeria is the exodus of middle-class and highly skilled Nigerians, which have been occurring in waves since the 1970s and 80s. After Nigeria gained its independence in 1960, there were 4 major contributing factors that led to what is called the first wave of Nigerians who migrated to the U.S. First, a trend developed of wealthy Nigerians moving to the UK and the U.S. for education, with a smaller number migrating for work opportunities. Second, the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act made it easier for Africans to enter the U.S., resulting in a spike in Nigerian immigration. Third, in the 1970s, the Nigerian government was eager to support the educational attainment of its citizens and sponsored thousands of scholarships to attend American schools like UNC Chapel Hill, Yale, and Harvard. And last but not least, after becoming citizens, Nigerian Americans could sponsor relatives back home for citizenship, relatives who were able to enter the United States as legacies to pursue educational and professional opportunities. Number 3. Nigerian Americans are very career-driven. Nigerian immigrants are substantially more likely than the overall U.S. population to join the labor force and work in professional or managerial occupations. There is a 73% likelihood that Nigerians 16 and older will hold a job here in the U.S. Moreover, almost 55% of Nigerian immigrants occupy management positions. Immigrants today play a crucial role in the U.S. workforce, and certain industries are much more dependent on immigrants. Nigerian Americans, in particular, are developing the skill levels and obtaining the education to make major contributions to the American economy and the future labor force that will become more and more dependent upon immigrants. Over the next decade, as the baby boom generation leaves the workforce, Nigerian Americans are positioning themselves well to take on the vacant high-level jobs. Number 4. U.S. immigration system cherry-picks Nigeria's top 1%. With a population of almost 220 million people and 30% that are illiterate, Nigeria has a poorly educated underclass where almost 100 million people live in multidimensional poverty. Corruption, unemployment, and inequalities have destroyed the nation's economic framework, causing it to be one of the poverty capitals of the world. Can it be that Africa's most populous nation and a country in crisis is sending us its top 1%? Do Nigerian Americans rise to the top, or are we picking from their top? This is the myth of the model minority. Some would argue that only a hyper-selective population of high achievers are immigrating to the U.S., a skewed sample of sorts that gives the impression that all Nigerians are genetically and intellectually designed to accomplish the American dream, when in actuality we may be seeing only a small pool of academically gifted Nigerians. But this shouldn't discount all of the hard work and accomplishments of Nigerian Americans. They have indeed been able to rise to the top when compared to other groups who have started their journey at the same time, with the same opportunities. And with the stellar track record of success that Nigerian immigrants have built up, whatever it is that fuels their drive, America can use a lot more of it. Number 5. Nigerian Americans earn higher incomes. One of the major reasons why Nigerian Americans are considered one of the country's most successful immigrant communities is a result of their median household income. Nigerian immigrants earn a median household income of $62,351, compared to $57,617 nationally. They are also more likely to be counted in the higher income brackets, as 35% of Nigerian American households earn over $90,000 per year. Despite racism and other obstacles, Nigerian immigrants have taken advantage of the vibrant U.S. economy and free market system to achieve a level of income the average worker in Nigeria and even America can only dream of. Number 6. Nigerian American student athletes excel in classroom and sports. While excelling in engineering, business, and finance, Nigerian American athletes are starting to emerge at the forefront of American sports. Nigerian American athletes born in the United States are playing at the top levels of high school, college, and professional sports. Typically, these student athletes are second or third generation American, whose parents or grandparents came to the United States in the 80s. It cannot be fully explained why Nigerian Americans are making waves in American sports, but we believe that it has something to do with their family structure, intensity, intelligence, and genetics that makes them an awesome fit for competitive sports. Number 7. Social and organization networks provide strong connections. Due to the large presence of Nigerians in the United States, a strong sense of community and network of organizations exists to provide support for both newly arriving and already settled immigrants. While the notion of social networks plays a role in most Americans' lives, the importance of networks for Nigerian migrants and their families cannot be overstated. These Nigerian American networks help establish interpersonal ties, linking kin, friends, culture, and community members. While many of these networks are interpersonal and formal, there are many volunteer-led organizations designed with the intent to help Nigerian Americans either secure jobs, support each other's business, or simply adjust to American society. Number 8. More Nigerian immigrants decide to become U.S. citizens. Nigerians are more likely to speak English and more likely be naturalized U.S. citizens than any other foreign-born population overall. 52% of Nigerian immigrants not only come to America, but they stay in America. This high naturalization gives Nigerian Americans an advantage over other immigration groups, since naturalized citizens on average do better economically than non-citizens. Moreover, naturalized citizens earn up to 70% more than non-citizens, have higher employment rates, and are less likely to live below the poverty line. After naturalization, Nigerian Americans are willing to settle almost anywhere, but the largest numbers of Nigerian immigrants in the United States reside in Texas, California, and Maryland, with New York City having the largest Nigerian immigrant population. Number 9. Nigerian Americans may not return home, but they send money home. It is estimated that people in the U.S. sent $8 billion in remittances to Nigeria in 2021, more than was sent to any other African nation. And this does not include transfers sent through unofficial channels, so that number could be more like $12 billion. Nigerian immigrants are compelled to send home part of their earnings in the form of either cash or goods to support their families back home. In a country that's seeped with poverty, these remittances go a long way to finance the purchase of food, housing, family, children's education, and health care. In richer households, the remittances provide capital for small businesses and entrepreneurship. Number 10. Nigerian Americans are active in their local communities. Earlier, we recognized Nigerian Americans' enthusiasm to provide assistance to the Nigerian community, domestic and overseas, to help with advocacy, education, and self-sufficiency. They also feel a tremendous sense of attachment to their local communities here in the U.S. It should come as no surprise that Nigerian Americans are active in schools, youth athletic programs, and parent-teacher associations due to their emphasis on family activities and education. Nigerian Americans also participate in high levels in community activism, church participation, and civic engagement activities.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.